Welcome, Ravens fans. Thank you once again for joining us for another Ravens Space reaction. Today, we're going to listen to Stephen A. Smith talk about the Lamar contract situation. Again, it's the biggest news in Ravens land, so most of the reactions will be to that. So we will get into it.
Do you think he's helping or hurting himself? Because he's obviously representing himself in this deal.
I think he's hurting himself. And that's difficult for me to say because I love the independence. I love, for lack of a better word, the entrepreneurial spirit, just standing up and handling business on your own instead of depending on other people to do it. I respect that. I can appreciate that. But this is the sport of football. And if I remember...
So before Stephen A. starts talking about the sport of football, you can't hurt yourself when you have the leverage. So here's the thing that I think you guys may not be getting. People who disagree with me, and it's fine. I love it. Call me names. It's fine. Also comment in the below. I love the comments. Like it, share it, all that good stuff. So, even though we think Lamar and Baltimore go together, the truth is that Lamar will be happy playing in any city. That's the truth is. Lamar is from Miami, right? So he's happy in Baltimore. He'll be happy in Atlanta, and Atlanta will be happy to take him off our hands, right? They would love it. I could see if he went to Atlanta, ESPN would be just they'd be dancing. Okay, him and Mike Vick, they might have a parade every year. It's crazy. Okay, so but other places would love to have him. Okay, for example, Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia, they're not wedded to each other, and Lamar's a much better version of Jalen Hurts. So again, and Lamar will be happy in Philly, he'd be happy in Miami, he'd be happy in Baltimore, he'd be happy anywhere. He's not wed to us. He's not from here. So he has all the leverage. So when we say he's hurting himself, let's just say, he does. Let's say the Ravens say, oh man, he's hurting himself. We just saw the Browns pay the highest contract ever to a person who has like 36 cases against them. So someone's not gonna give Lamar that same amount of money. Get out of here, dog. There's something, let's be real. Let's be real. That's all. Be honest with me. That's all I want.
They have the rights to him for the time being. They can franchise him. You talk about not one, but probably 2 more seasons he could be in a Baltimore Ravens uniform before moving on. This is football. One play can end your career. It's very, very, very risky. If he were holding out and refused to show up to training camp, if he was talking about not playing this season, then I don't mind because clearly he is everything to the Baltimore Ravens. Mm-hmm. He's got you in a barrel. You can't do anything. This brother is 37 and 20.
100% true. He's everything to us. And if you watched last season, the only reason we even had a chance at winning any game was because of Lamar Jackson. And so 100% right there, Stephen A. I can't disagree with you on that, even though I kind of want to.
12 as a starter. He is the most electrifying quarterback in the NFL in terms of his ability to run with that football. He's something special. And as far as I'm concerned, he is worth every penny of the $230 million Deshaun Watson has gotten, plus a little bit more because of what you need from him if you're the Baltimore Ravens. But I also believe the dumbest client in the world is one that decides to be an agent for himself in the world of sports. Because there's so many particulars that come with it that you may not be aware of. And you could always get a lawyer, and I get all of that.
Again, this is just something that I disagree with a lot of people on this. And again, I want to tell you guys, I am not against people representing you. I've said this before. I am a consultant, right? That is my job. I know y'all think I come here and do this 24 hours a day. I do not, right? For 10 hours a day. Hopefully not all the time, but sometimes I'm working for a company that take a little bit off the top. Every time I make money for another company, they take some off the top. So I'm not against people representing you. But what I am against is to say that it can't be done another way, right? It can be done another way. He's doing it another way. There's been players in the past who have done it another way. And so we got to understand that that it can be done other way. And again, who knows, right? saving on fees may be maybe he has done the math, maybe he hasn't. Saving on fees could be another however much you need to, donate to a charity, give your mama a house, whatever it is, whatever's important to you as the player, because you are the one that's earning the money. So, again, I'm not against getting a lawyer or an attorney or someone to represent you, an agent. I'm just telling you that there's other ways to skin cats. So that's it.
But emotions get into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
When you're sitting across from the negotiating table, as we all know, there are things that would never be said to your face that are always said behind your back. And when teams don't have the freedom to do that, you're thinking that empowers you, when in fact, it may not from time to time, particularly as it pertains to the world of sports. Certainly you can go to Miami, and with the weapons that they have, fine. What do you think, the Baltimore Ravens going to let them go to Miami Dolphins? Think that's going to happen? Think you go ahead, go. We'll trade you. Or we'll release you, and you're just free to go somewhere else. Doesn't work that way. And so when you're in the business of football, continue.
So let's pause there, right? Because it does work that way, right? So if they don't let you go, right, they either have to pay you the money that you want, or they have to franchise tag you. Those are the only two options, right? You are not a slave to them, okay? They pay you what you want, or they franchise tag you. If they franchise tag you, my understanding is that you make the average of the top 5 salaries at the time of the tag, right? So again, Lamar, I know, everyone thinks like Lamar's going to be hurt by a franchise tag. He's not. The only risk is the injury. And again, I'm going to keep on saying this. We have to look at players who have been injured recently. Dak Prescott almost lost his leg and got $30 million. So what Lamar's saying is, cool, franchise tag me. I'll be making between 30 and 40 million. I'll get through that season. Hopefully I'll win the Ravens Super Bowl. Go Ravens. And then either you're going to have to pay me $50 million a year, or you better hope, Russell Wilson doesn't sign a max or fully guaranteed. Because guess what? Then that means my salary goes up, because guess what? I have an MVP, which, guess what? I'm so important to the team that there's nothing, you won't have to give me something. So I think, so again, it's not 100% true that he doesn't get it. If, he just has to take another year, but he'll get what he wants.
Specifically with how violent this sport is, I think it's best to get deals done sooner than later, per se. Dak Prescott might have been an exception, but remember, Dak Prescott got hurt, and Jerry Jones paid him anyway. There's a difference. He still got hurt. And so even though he was ready to come back the next season, one of the things that had us all scared with the whole Dak Prescott situation is, what if he gets hurt? What if he gets hurt? What if he gets hurt? Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? Dak Prescott, even though he can move with the football, isn't required or expected to run with the football as much as we know Lamar Jackson will. And that is my concern. I want him to get his money before he goes out there and gets hurt. That's just me.
I hear you.
And that might be a fundamental disagreement that I think I have with a lot of the pundits, where they're thinking that an injury to Lamar Jackson will be so catastrophic because of his play style that an injury to Dak Prescott is like the same injury to Dak Prescott is like a 25% pay cut, but an injury like that to Lamar is like a 70% pay cut. So again, I just don't agree with that, because if you look at the statistics, it says that Lamar is just as accurate as Dak Prescott is, especially on outside throws. Now Dak, of course, has been better on the in the middle of the field, especially going deep. Lamar has missed some deep balls, but again, I don't think that's a. And again, remember that Lamar's family is not rich. So, you're playing with house money, even if you go from 40 million guaranteed to 25 million guaranteed, or 40 million guaranteed to 30 million guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? We're just, come on, guys. So
I just personally feel like I'm done giving Lamar Jackson advice. I really am. Every day we get asked about when he should sign a contract, what the contract should be. But I mean, since last year, he's probably earned himself an extra $50 to $60 million. So
say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Let's. I'm not going. I was going to replay it. Just by waiting, he's earned himself this. So again, remember, he waited and he earned himself extra $50 million. That means he's right. I'm sorry. I don't care what you guys say. I don't care what the pundits say. If he would have listened to you guys and signed last year, he would have been $50 million down. So just by waiting, I wish we could do some math on it, right? And just be like, okay, if he would have signed last year versus if he would have signed, if he gets hurt and then signs, like what was the going rate? If of course we have to have that signing to get that information, but I would like to know that because I don't think it's going to be too bad because he's already made himself so much money just by waiting.
Think about the quarterbacks that have signed guarantees since his contract has been up. Kyler Murray signed for $230.5 million, 160 guaranteed.
Nowhere as good.
Deshaun Watson, $230 million guaranteed. The
as
market
good,
has
but it's a
gone
monster.
Up exponentially. Now, look, I hear what you're saying about representing yourself. But one of the first lessons I learned in negotiating is extreme demands followed by small and slow concessions. So my thing is, Lamar's playing it by the book in his measure. I'm showing up to training camp. Meanwhile, we're rewarding all these other people doing all these different things. Kyler Murray, leadership issues, question marks around his durability. Can he stay on the field towards the end of the season? Deshaun Watson, we know what talent he is, but the off the field issues. Here I am doing it by the book, doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And if history does show us, Deshaun, you talk about the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys still got paid in Dak Prescott even after he got hurt. Yeah. So if anything, you're looking at this Lamar saying, you know what? I'm not saying I would do it. I don't have the guts like that. But I pay respect to my man saying I'm gonna hedge my bet. Even if I do get slightly injured, Stephen A. Right. I still know that I'm going to be deserving of a max contract.
Okay.
Thanks for watching ESPN.
That was cool. I mean, listen, I'm upset they didn't let him cook some more. I don't know why. They should let J. Will was giving some bars. They should let him cook some more. Well, I don't know. I know Stephen A. got to get his time, but they should let J. Will cook some more. I don't know what that was about. So I'm going to get this one All Pro as well. I know if you guys watching the other videos, I've been giving a lot of All Pros. I agree with J. Will. I thought Stephen A. Smith had, again, I'm not mad at disagreeing opinions. But I just don't want you guys not to get the facts of the matter, right? The context, as they say. You got to have the context, right? The context is that it doesn't matter what happens. I mean, if he gets hurt, as long as it's not like a career-ending injury, which again is football, so there's a risk. But again, people, play a lot, and quarterbacks don't really have a lot of those. But if it's not a career-ending injury, he guarantees $30 million in the bank. But if I wait it out, I could get 43 million guaranteed, right? So let's wait it out. Let's see what happens. And if Lamar wins, he give him the old Joe Flacco treatment, okay? The old Joe Flacco. I'll wait it out. Joe Flacco knew the same thing too. You might get rid of me, but guess what? Another team will pay me millions of dollars, right? It's not like I'm coming, it's not like it's either here. He's not Drew Lock, okay? Drew Lock, if Drew Lock don't play well, Drew Lock might be out the league, okay? Lamar, look, if I don't play well, some other team will take me, pay me, $25 million, $30 million a year, and I'll get on with my day. So, guys, please comment, like, subscribe. I hope you guys watch to the end. This is going to be on another channel, our Reacts channel that's brand new. So please check that out. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.